Hello everyone, it's DuckFading07. Today we are playing a BANT NADU build with Neoform and Sea Gate Stormcaller. Okay, so these two cards work together to immediately basically win the game, putting Outrider, en-Kor and NADU on the field, and you can start doing the NADU abilities instant speed, do a lot of these NADU abilities and usually just keep going, especially if you have another creature on the field, but also if you hit a fetch you can put Dryad Arbor and just continue doing these abilities instant speed. It's amazing. So Outrider en-Kor is a kind of a stronger part of a NADU combo anyway, since it allows you to do the ability instant speed. So even if opponent tries to do something in response, you can trigger twice all your creatures doing a bunch of NADU abilities, and it's very hard to lose after that. So the PT was this weekend and BANT NADU absolutely destroyed the PT, and after the PT there was a talk on that they should maybe ban Shuko. But if they ban Shuko, I think nothing changes, because I tested a build without Shuko. So I removed the Shuko here, and this actually made the Sea Gate Stormcaller better in the deck. I was able to play more abundant harvests in the deck. I was even able to play cards like Preordain and then use Stormcaller with Abundant Harvest and Preordain to dig deeper. It kind of made this game plan better, but just removing Shuko. Also, I removed Urza Saga from the deck in that variant, which enabled me to play more blue land pieces like Breeding Pools, Otavaras, the Simic Canopy land and stuff like that. Made the mana base much better, and which was important for the Neoform Sea Gate Stormcaller build, and because you need double blue to combo off. So in a way, banning Shuko, Urza Saga, removing Urza Saga from the build basically makes this version much better. There are plenty of cool options you can play with the Stormcaller to make it better in deck. Abundant Harvest, I think it's among best options. Lets you go down on the lands a bit. You play 4 harvests, you can probably trim 1 or 2 lands. You can also potentially play a couple of Preordains in this build. Stormcaller works great with this build and with these cards, and with Neoform it just combos immediately, basically winning you the game. So it is a pretty powerful build, and if they ban Shuko, I think the point is nothing changes. But for now we are going to explore this option, as while the Shuko is still legal, and see is the Neoform NADU actually better than the regular NADU builds that won the PT. So Sea Gate Stormcaller, as I said, with Neoform just wins you the game, but there is not enough room to play a lot of Stormcaller payoffs like Abundant Harvests, Preordain, cards like that. But a good thing is that Neoform is just a very strong card in a deck by itself. So this is like a testing phase, so I want to play 4 Stormcaller, 4 Neoform. But since Neoform is so good in a deck by itself, I would definitely play like 4 or 3 of these. But potentially, if you want to play a Neoform version of NADU, you could potentially cut 1 Stormcaller or just 2 Stormcallers, and when you draw it, I think it will mostly be good with harvests. With a Neoform it will rarely be dead, and you can plan just winning the game on that way. Yeah, so the point is removing a Shuko gets you some more slots in a deck, makes mana base better by removing Urza Saga, because you need double blue to combo off, and basically makes a full Sea Gate Stormcaller Neoform turbo win just much better, with 4 Wall of Roots and 4, 5, 6 1 mana dorks. There are plenty of ways to do this combo on turn 3, so yeah, it can potentially be even better than the current variants of BANT NADU, which are just insane as they are, but I wanted to point out to this version right now, immediately after the PT, because I believe that Shuko ban doesn't do anything, and if they ban Outrider, then it's still very strong with being able to just play the 4 Shuko, having Urza Saga as a tutor piece, even like open some slots to play Stoneforge as an additional Chord of Calling tutor piece to get Shuko. So I think banning Outrider and Core doesn't do anything, because you just put Stoneforge Mystic in that slot, and you still, for same amount of mana, you tutor for Stoneforge Mystic and play your Shuko for 1 mana and still win with the Chord of Calling. So nothing changes if they ban Outrider and Core, nothing changes if they ban Shuko. So basically these would be useless bans, and they would be a huge mistake, because this deck would still be as dominant as on this Pro Tour. So as a lot of people talk right now, there is a chance that BANT NADU from the Pro Tour will show slightly lower win rate than on the actual Pro Tour, because deck can be difficult to navigate the combo for the non-experienced players, for the new players, and it is very click intensive, so I'm not sure even the new players can play this if they don't have a lot of experience with the combo and the clicking and just the interface of MTGO. So yes, that is a real possibility that on the PT there's mostly just very good players that know very well how to play their decks, and they tested a lot, so that is a different story. But yeah, so here I want to point out with this video, there are 2 points of this video, that a Neoform version could be like potentially very strong piece, very strong option in the current metagame. And even if they ban Shuko, and you still get this powerful build, non-Shuko build with Stormcaller and Neoform, going all turbo, and having so many ways to combo off with the Chord of Calling, finding combo pieces, and for Neoform with Stormcaller, being able to slot in other pieces like Preordain, Abundant Harvest that work well with Stormcaller and help you get to the combo. I think it will still be very similar, maybe even better, as often it happened when they ban a piece like this, like Shuko, in the decks like this. Players find a better field, and this could easily be the best possible build, not using Shuko. And that's it, that's what I fear if they try to go that road, so I don't think that will work, and I want to point that out on time. Okay, so that's it, but now let's see how the Shuko version with the Neoform and Stormcallers performed. Okay, I made one big mistake in the gameplay. I will talk about this. Okay, so on the sideboard I have some for now like classic stuff for Nadu sideboard. We have Sun Cleanser. This card is great. If you're not familiar, this card is great against energy decks. It removes all their energy from target player, or from can also remove counters from creature, whatever. A Storm Drake is great in the mirror matchups, where you can just steal opponents Nadu, steal their Outrider, their Nantuko, whatever. It's a pretty cool tutor piece. Skyclay Apparition, also tutor piece that removes all the problematic permanents for this deck. Then we also have a Forge Tender that works similar to the Safekeeper. Additional piece on the sideboard for the red decks. Dranit Magistrate helps you win against a Storm. Then also Endurance as a second Graveyard Hate piece. From the side we got a Havar Mites, a Soulless Jailer, in addition to Dranit Magistrate, wins you the games against Storm, but also helps against graveyard decks. We got Havar Mites as best tutorable option for artifact enchantment removal, couple of Veil of Summers, Force of Vigor, and 2 rings. The 1 ring is a great sideboard option, even mainboard option for the Nadu decks in the right meta game. Definitely can be relevant after opponent has dealt with your threats at some point. The One Ring can then take over and get you closer to comboing, and or just prolong the game while you are able to do the combo. So yeah, that's it. A lot of very powerful decks. Some analysis say that Peter statistics for the Nadu deck is even better than the Hogak deck after the MH3 release, which was one of the strongest decks ever. And Nadu is pretty crazy, very strong, and it's after some practice it's fairly easy to navigate, and the comboing is just so easy to do, lot of ways to do it, and now with Neoform it even gets easier. So that's it. Let's go check out the gameplay. Before that, I want to remind you, if you want to support my channel, you can go down to thecardelc.com. They offer a token solution for your paper collection. If you're using the link down below in the video description, if you're using my link to make a purchase there, you are supporting my channel. Thank you for that. Okay, so let's now go check out the gameplay. Okay, so this was my first attempt ever playing this list, and I made one crucial mistake. I used the same mana base as as you would use for non-Stormcaller Neoform version of this deck. So that was a big mistake, and it made the Neoform and Stormcaller look worse than they are. So because often I wasn't able to get double blue mana on turn 3 to combo off with the Stormcaller. Okay, my opponent was also playing combo deck. They were Allosaurus Rider Neoform deck, winning with Griselbrand, and lately most often they do the win with new Sorin. They gain a bunch of life with that Griselbrand, and with Griselbrand that green spell gaining you life. Okay, so here I was able, my opponent didn't find the Neoform to go for the combo, but which give me additional turn, so I'm able to play Nadu and now start doing the Shuko abilities. Yeah, this combo pieces can get very boring actually. Okay, so but that's it. That is the win. So I have 4 creatures on the field. I have Chord of Callings. So with Chord of Callings I can find Nantuko, and here it is. So when you find Nantuko, things get very easy. So every land you hit, you get a Nantuko token, and that gives you more fuel to go continue doing the Shuko abilities. And here it is, and when you do that, then you keep drawing creatures, keep drawing cards, so you can continue doing these abilities. And yeah, okay, so I keep a fetch on top. Fetch is exactly what I need here, and now I have fetch, and now I'm able to get a second Nantuko, and this is just game over now, because with 2 Nantukos that I'm certain that I will infinitely combo off until I draw all my deck, and I have double blue mana to cast my Tassa Oracle. Okay, so my opponent asks me what is the combo, can I please concede. I just tell them that I win on by playing Tassa Oracle. I have 2 blue mana here, so I draw my entire deck with Springheart Nantukos. I even have the Safekeeper here as a protection for my Nadu, so they really can't do anything about it. So that is the win. Did this ability 17 more times and just played the Tassa Oracle. In case your opponent counters your Tassa Oracle, you just play your Endurance and shuffle your graveyard, and repeat this again until you draw the Oracle again, and secure the win that way. Okay, so that is the game. Let's check out game 2. Playing against another combo deck using Neoform, and it was also pretty powerful deck that I've played against often lately, and in a lot of cases I really just lost the game at turn 1 actually. So this deck is capable of winning turn 1, which is pretty crazy, but as you can see, they definitely have their struggles. So in this situation, okay, so this was the problem I was talking about. So here it is. I have a Stormcaller Neoform combo, but I didn't adjust my mana base before starting this league, and this made Stormcaller look much worse than it actually is. Because I didn't get to really combo off with the Stormcaller, but this shouldn't be a problem in the Stormcaller focused deck. I should easily have double blue mana every time on turn 3. That makes you playing a Stormcaller combo. First of all, incentivizes you to play the Noble Hierarch before the Halfling, or maybe some split between them, like 3 Hierarch, 2 Halfling, or 3 Halfling, 2 Hierarch, something like that. And definitely you don't, if Shuko is banned, for example, you don't play the sagas, you have a lot more blue sources, but I should have added more blue lands in this build before starting this. So now I would be able to just play 2 blue mana, cast my Stormcaller, and then cast the Neoform. And okay, so yeah, but it didn't matter since Neoform is just a very good piece in this deck anyway. So I was able to just I luckily had a Wall of Roots on the field, and I had a Shuko, but this wasn't even necessary because I had a Stormcaller, and if I had a double blue mana, as I already said, I could just play the Stormcaller, sack the Stormcaller, and find Outrider and Nadu, no need for Shuko, and then just combo off, immediately win this game. I have more creatures on the field, which just secures me the win, so that's it. And yeah. Okay, so I made a big mistake by not adding more blue lands to this mana base before starting this league, but overall I feel that this combo would be very powerful in the case of them banning the Shuko and not banning the Nadu. Okay, so here it is. I go for the turn 1 Halfling, and we can now see that Stormcaller works great with other cards and not just Neoform. For example, if you don't play Shuko here and you play more spells, more Abundant Harvests, a couple of Preordains, you have a lot more targets for Stormcaller, and this card will never ever be dead in a deck like this. So here you can see doubling Abundant Harvest ability just feels very good. I'm guaranteed to get 2 non-land permanents for a 1 mana investment. I also get a 2/1 body on the field, which I can use later for the Chord of Calling or attacking. So it just feels very good. So here, for example, you can see that I have a Stormcaller now on the field and did 2 Abundant Harvests, and this immediately leads me to being able to chord turn 3 for Nadu. So this card did a lot in this game and helped me put Nadu, and I have Urza Saga getting Shuko next turn. So that is the win. That is the win, and if you have Neoform, it just immediately wins the game. Okay, so here opponent actually targets my Nadu, which is funny, and gets me the Chord of Calling to my hand thanks to them targeting. So basically I'm able to combo off immediately, going Chord for Outrider and en-Kor, and I can just instant speed combo off here, like I can there's no need of me doing it on my turn because I will need to discard cards, so I can just combo off end of their turn, make infinite tokens, or not infinite but a lot of them, And this was actually relevant because okay, so because my opponent actually had the 3 mana Merfolk that counters the ability, so they were able to counter the Shuko ability, and then Shuko, I was not able to combo off with Shuko Nadu combo, but I did. They also can do that on a Tassa Oracle. They can counter the Tassa Oracle ability, and but I did this end of their turn to make a lot of these tokens. So even if they counter my Tassa Oracle ability, I still can just kill them next turn by just simply attacking with my insect tokens. And yeah, this is the boring part, just doing the combo stuff, and but it's actually not that hard. I decided to play my endurance here since I was certain I have a kill next turn, and then I put a second Nantuko in, and second Nadu in, so I can repeat all these abilities how many times I want. I did the combo, and now I only have like 2 cards left in my library, so that is enough of the tokens for my turn. So on my turn I just secure the win by putting enough as maximum power to attack as I can. In case they counter the Tassa Oracle ability, I just wanted to win immediately on this turn. I have 0 cards now in my library, so I'm all in, but it's not really a big deal. I play everything I can, play the Safekeeper, and put maximum power to all my creatures, so I just enchant these insect tokens to give them +1, go for the Tassa Oracle win. Opponent has a tight binder, but it just doesn't matter. I go for attack with everything and just win on damage. So that is it. Okay, let's check out game 2. Okay, so here it is. I have Neoform Sea Gate Stormcaller in my hand. This is actually just a win, usually, but to be able to win on turn 3, I have to draw into one of my mana dorks. I didn't draw mana dork. I get Springheart Nantuko. That's pretty good too. And as you can see here, this in this mana base, this Lush Portico should be like just a second hedge maze. Many times already the Lush Portico prevented me from doing the Stormcaller Neoform combo, so I should just slightly change the mana base, just make Lush Portico a second hedge maze, and then add the second breeding pool to the mana base. I think that would already be enough. You can also add like Waterlogged Grave or Tavara or something like that, but yeah. Okay, so again I don't, the mistake I was talking about, I don't have a double blue mana, which just made the Stormcaller look much poorer here, but in normal circumstances I would just have a double blue mana to go for the Stormcaller combo, and yeah. Even if they counter the Neoform with the Hexcatcher, I still get the copy, so they have to deal with the copy too. So yeah, you just copy the next instant and sorcery you cast, so it triggers on cast immediately. My opponent did some stuff here, but it just didn't matter. The Merfolks are just lacking the amount of interaction to be able to win against Nadu decks. Okay, so I started doing these abilities. I get the Nantuko down. Nantuko makes things so much easier, and yeah, hitting a fetch here getting a Chord of Calling. I can go for the second Nantuko. Even now at this point I have the Veil of Summer, and 2 Nantukos, yeah, makes stuff pretty easy. Again, they have Ether Vial on 3, so they can potentially counter my Tassa Oracle ability, so I have to look out for this, but it also doesn't matter that much, cause I have Endurance also in my hands, so I can just Endurance the Tassa Oracle and the graveyard back to my library. Tassa Oracle is already in the graveyard, so I'm digging for the Endurance at this point. Digging until I get Endurance, and yeah, here it is. I find the Endurance, so now I shuffle both Endurance and Tassa Oracle back in my library. And the trick here at this point was that in some cases like this, when Tassa Oracle, you have not many cards in your library and the Tassa Oracle is stuck somewhere on the bottom, you can just Chord of Calling for the Tassa Oracle, and if they counter that, you just play the second Chord of Calling. If they counter that, you go for the Neoform. There's just no way around this. Yeah, I did the abilities and 3 cards in the deck. I go for the Chord of Calling, a chord for the Tassa Oracle, and win the game. So that is it. Okay, so let's check out match 3. Lot of little tricks to learn when playing the Nadu combo, but the deck is really so powerful, which makes it this mistake I did was just so crucial. As you can see, again, I'm missing that second blue mana to combo off with the Stormcaller. That was such a big problem I didn't address before starting this league. It was just a huge mistake, but as you can see here, I did actually draw into Windswept Heat, which finds me second blue source, but there's just so much redundancy in this deck that I don't even need it, because now I have Shuko. It's just so funny that yeah, I was hoping to top deck that second blue source. Even if you don't have this line, you still have the Stormcaller Neoform line, which also helps you just instant speed combo off, and I didn't even need that because I just had the Shuko and Nadu, and I think the Stormcaller Neoform build just adds a bunch of redundancy to the Nadu deck, and it feels like extremely powerful. I also think that we could in this build I would probably just cut the 4th Stormcaller to add 3rd Abundant Harvest, or maybe even better, just add another land, something like that. Okay, so I had to mulligan that, and yeah, here I have Wall of Roots, I have Shuko, I have Chord of Calling, I have Stormcaller. That is a lot of combo pieces, which means if I draw Neoform, I win on turn 3. If I draw Nadu, I win on turn 3. If I draw... there's just so many stuff you can draw here to just win on turn 3. And the opponent has some interaction in this game. They play Damping Sphere, they play Pick Your Poison. Because of the Damping Sphere, I was not able to actually play the Nantuko before before the land here, but that's okay. Just this scales just feel pretty helpless against Nadu, even with their hate cards like Pick Your Poisons, Dumping Spheres. If they draw into hate cards, they are not drawing into Quick Clock, so it's not working out for the hardened scales at the moment. Okay, so here I go for the Nadu, And I don't have Shuko here, but I have Sylvan Safekeeper, and I can start comboing with Sylvan Safekeeper. Okay, so I sack my lands to target creatures. I must do it in response before they get Shroud, so I can target them twice. Okay, so here I Chord of Calling, and yeah, very quickly with Sylvan Safekeeper I was able to find the missing combo piece and put Outrider and en-Kor on the field and just continue comboing, and it is pretty much insane just how powerful this deck is. There's just no stopping it. Okay, I go for the Havar Might here, and I can now kill the Damping Sphere, and after killing Damping Sphere I can just continue my combo, and at this point when I kill the Damping Sphere my opponent concedes the match. It is just absolutely unstoppable, and at many points this Stormcaller build felt even like better than the usual stock BANT NADU list I played before this when I was testing the build. But I made one crucial mistake of not including enough of the blue sources. So the the second survey land should also be Hedge Maze. And you should probably add another breeding pool to the build, and I think that is enough. Okay, so after that I played the Eldrazi deck. Okay, so I was able to jam Nadu turn 3 here, but yeah, that wasn't enough. I didn't have more creatures. Okay, so I played Dread Arbor this time, but again I was not able to combo win, but it was just delaying the inevitable. I had more cards help me get Nadu on the field, 3 Shukos, so yeah. And yeah, finally this turn was the kill turn, so I got Springheart Natuko on the field. I have a Chord of Calling to put a second one, and it is just going off this turn. There's just no stopping it. I go for the second Nantuko to just make the comboing a bit easier, and going through my deck very fast. I have Oracle in my hand to cast, have more than enough mana, and if they have any interaction I just Endurance, put Oracle back in my deck and just repeat this process. So we already saw the combo part a few times, so we can skip through that. That was the win. Let's check out game 2. Okay, so have the Nantuko, have the Shuko, have the Halfling, have the Neoform. That can make comboing pretty easy. Okay, so opponent boarded in the Stonebrain, and they were able to actually play it turn 1, which I believe is among best plays against Nadu deck. Just Stonebrain turn 1, turn 2, take all Nadus. So far in my experience, that enabled me to most cleanly win against a Nadu in a lot of situations. But here we will see how you win without Nadus. This game was actually close, but I didn't get there, but I was able to do it in game 3, where opponent also started with the turn 1 Stonebrain. Okay, but Springheart Nantukos really help a lot just winning this way. Okay, opponent plays already turn 4, plays the Devourer of Destiny. I get a second Nantuko, hoping to make more tokens. I can even sack the Halfling to get more of them. So 2 Nantukos now, fetch in my land, making 4 more insect tokens. That is a lot of attackers. I have Chord of Calling on top, but my opponent is a bit too high on life. and they have enough draws to try to stabilize here. Only one card in their hand, but it is a good one. Kozilek's command, being able to draw a card, dig for a piece they need, kill one of my Nantukos. Okay, so I dig for more for Safekeeper here, and just continue attacking. My opponent is now on 11, but they digged a lot last turn for the Kozilek's command, and yeah, now they get Miko Spawn, which gets them another land, which enables them to like play the World Breaker next turn, and they also had, if that heralds the end, to make their Eldrazi spawn tokens actually block my insect tokens. And these two cards stonewalled me a bit too much to be able to close out the game. I find Urza Saga, but opponent is now able to play the World Breaker, kill my Saga, and that is a bit too much. I can't close this one out, but we will see how I win in game 3 against turn 1 Stonebrain. Also, I was AFKing a lot this game, and at this point I had only 3 minutes left on my clock, but that is enough to win. I was just focusing a bit and start playing as fast as I can. And also, when I saw the Stonebrain, that made things actually a bit easier on me, because I just give up on the combo plan and just focused on doing the damage, winning on damage here. So yeah, unfortunately I didn't find a land here, but yeah, 2 Nantukos is pretty good. If I get a land here, then I'll be able to just swarm the opponent with Nantuko tokens, and I find the perfect one. Okay, I also find a Havar Might here, so I go for a third Nantuko, make 3 tokens, fetch, make more tokens, and then a Chord of Calling. I find a Skyclave Apparition, remove their blocker, and just make me even draw another fetch, now making 8 insect tokens. That is a lot of tokens. And I'm able to win even without drawing, even without my Nadu in the deck. So at this turn I attack with everything except the Nantukos. My opponent is able to block, but they're already on 12. And yeah, now I have too much of the attackers, and opponent just attacking with everything at this point. Opponent plays a Kozilek command, makes a lot of blockers. It was the best card they could have, but still I have the lethal anyway, so that is the win. Okay, so let's check out the defeat, the only defeat in this first league I played with this build. And yeah, it is kind of a representative defeat, because I played against Mono Black Necro Dominance, and it is one of the best decks around to play against Nadu decks. A lot of removals, they have Totsis, they have Grief Scam, they have Necro Dominance to draw a bunch of cards and just do this all over again. Okay, so opponent took 2 Neoforms from my hand, and they also removed the Stormcaller now, so, and they kind of had the perfect hand. It is definitely just a perfect hand. Double Totsis and a Grief, and then Necro Dominance on turn 3, just redrawing their entire hand, and they even have the third Totsis here. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay, so opponent draws a bunch of cards here. I make my Construct token, of course they have to deal with it, but they have 11 cards at this point, and yeah. My opponent has a March, and just plays a march against a bunch of life now there up to the 15, and next turn they can draw a lot of cards again, making my job here almost impossible. But yeah, this was a game where my opponent just had the nuts, and still I'm digging for Nadu. If I get the Nadu at any point, it's still kind of pretty good position for me. Opponent has 1 mana left here, so they can save mana for March or whatever. But my opponent plays March, kills my token, which was kind of not really necessary, and yeah, this lets me just top deck the Nadu and start comboing, which is kind of crazy. Okay, so I did a lot of these abilities. I play the Wall of Roots and start targeting Wall of Roots again, play the Halfling, and yeah. Now Chord of Calling for the Safekeeper, and the Safekeeper did a bunch of Nadu abilities, but at this point the combo stopped. I needed another green land, I didn't get it, and I tried to continue combo on their turn using the Safekeeper, hoping to find some lands to maybe play some spells here, like a Chord of Calling. But I accidentally did, I think I did misclick here. I didn't find any lands from the top. And yeah, I forgot I draw into all my 1 mana cards, so I went for Chord of Calling actually here. It wasn't really necessary, I just didn't want to lose the Safekeeper, so just wanted to block the Sheldred with Halfling, but I didn't notice that I draw into all of my Halflings. So I actually played the Chord here and forgot that didn't see that all my Halflings are in my hand, and basically lose the game on the spot because of this mistake. And yeah, I had to concede there. So my opponent did the mistake and I got rewarded, and then also did a mistake there, also didn't have enough luck to just continue hitting lands with Nadu. I had a lot of green creature cards in my hand, so I would be able to just continue comboing indefinitely and just win the game, but this way I had to concede. Even if I just had 1 Halfling left in my library, I would be able to just block the Sheldred, survive this turn, and probably maybe live another turn to win this game. It's actually incredible that they had the absolute perfect hand, and still okay, so and still I find a win here. That tells you just how strong this deck is. Okay, I go for the Abundant Harvest, find the Stormcaller. I make another Wall of Roots here, just completely blocking their grief, and opponent is stuck on mana here. I have Shuko, I have creatures. At any point I just kind of need either I need Nadu or Chord of Calling or Neoform to win. That is a lot of cards. That is 11 cards from my deck just immediately winning me the game. And but I was not able to get those. Opponent was able to find 2 lands before I did that, and they actually find like all 4 soul spikes with this Necrodominance, which was kind of funny. Like just actually all 4 spikes. Never did I see this before or after. And yeah, okay, my opponent actually find all 4 spikes and play the Sheldred, which just wins them the game on next upkeep, just preventing me from trying to get another draw step. It is pretty crazy. Top decks from the opponent and one mistake from me in the game 1, so that was it. But this deck just feels insanely powerful. What I would do with this build is trim a 4th Stormcaller and just probably add Abundant Harvest, add Breeding Pool, add another Hedge Maze against instead of this Lush Portico. Then you can cut on the Boseiju, or you can cut on whatever, maybe just a Temple Garden, just play another Fountain instead of Garden, or just play the Breeding Pools and 1 Fountain. I think that should be okay too. And that's it. Okay, so I think it's a really powerful deck, one of the best decks I ever played in Modern, and Pro Tour definitely shows it. I think the Neoform version is probably as good as the stock version right now from the PT, and Stormcaller is just another piece providing additional redundancy to the list. And if they ban Shuko, I think it's clear with this build it will just replace it. As the BANT NADU build, you will just add a second Outrider, and have always a secure win with the Stormcaller Neoform and a couple more creatures on the field. Sometimes you don't even need that. You remove the Urza Sagas then, which makes your mana base much easier. I think Stormcaller looked much worse in this league than it actually is, because I didn't adjust the mana base before starting. But if I did that, I think Stormcaller would be amazing. Also, it works great with Abundant Harvest, as you could see. Or cards like Preordain are just incredible with it. So definitely there are a lot of options, and the Shuko ban just won't do it for the Nadu. It will just adapt and be as powerful. If you ban the Outrider en-Kor, also you still have the Shuko, which and you can for exact same amount of mana Chord of Calling for 2 instead of 3, tutor your one of Stoneforge Mystic, and then find a tutor, and for the same mana investment as with Outrider en-Kor you can just win with the Chord of Calling. So that banning that doesn't change much either. You can maybe ban both and be very careful about what you print in the future, but it's a bit risky. Maybe there is something else we still didn't consider, doing some good value with Nadu. Okay, so that is it for now. Thank you for watching. I think this is another super strong Nadu build that can win you a lot of games, but make sure you don't do the same mistake as I did. Adjust your mana base, remove Luch Portico for Hedge Maze, add second Breeding Pool. You maybe don't even need the second Forest. There are some options. Maybe Boseiju can go to the sideboard. There are some definitely options, but you need a couple of more blue sources to play the Stormcaller Neoform combo in your Nadu deck. So that is it. Thank you for watching. For the end, a friendly reminder, click like, click subscribe, let me know in the comments what do you feel about Neoform. And also, if we are not playing the Stormcaller, I got to say that Neoform was just really good card in deck, and the Stormcaller is just another 2-drop that just immediately combos with it, and another 2-drop that lets you find a Nadu. and also can copy some other spells like a Harvest. But with 4 Shukos in the list, there's just not enough room to play more Harvests, more preordains, stuff good with the Stormcaller. So that makes me want to trim to 3 or even to 2, but I think Neoform being just very good on its own in deck, you can just easily play 2 Stormcallers for sometimes having a combo, and you can also just a Chord of Calling for this guy and then play the Neoform, which is another road to the win, and it can win you the game against the counterspell, because this guy copies the Neoform, so you can just sack this and copy the spell, so you win against the counterspell. There are a lot of tricks, a lot of options, a lot of crazy stuff you can do here. So that's it. Again, thank you for watching and goodbye.